Letting your body take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale it all out. Take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale it all out. And with every inhale and exhale, allowing your body to begin to settle. Allowing your mind to begin to calm. And taking this opportunity to let the day slow down. And checking in with yourself this evening. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body's feeling. Taking a few moments to scan over your body. Noticing if you're carrying any tension anywhere. If anything might be a little bit sore or a little bit stiff. And sending your breath to those areas, letting your breath bring a little bit of relief to anything that might be sore. Ease the areas that are tense. Softening anything that might be a little bit tight or a little bit stiff. And letting your body find a little bit more rest. And taking note of any thoughts that might be arising. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. And take a few moments here to set an intention for the class this evening. Something you wish to receive from your practice. Or maybe you want to let go of something today that's been bothering you. Leaving that on the mat this evening. And walking away a little bit lighter. A little more free. And on the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. Slowly waking up your body. And drawing your attention back to the room. And then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees into your chest. Giving them a gentle squeeze and gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circling your knees in the opposite direction. Then opening your arms up into a T and gently letting your knees fall to the right side. Coming into a twist. And adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you draw them away. Keeping your left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Letting your breath soften those areas. Resting a little bit more on this twist. Take another deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees back up to center. And gently letting your knees fall to the left side. Keeping your right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting the knees, whether you draw them closer or you draw them away from your chest. Breathing into any sensations. Letting your breath soften those areas. Resting a little bit more into this posture. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to draw those knees back up to center. And opening up to happy baby. So grab the outside of those feet, open the feet nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. And then on the next inhale, draw those knees into your chest, gently letting them sway from the left to the right. Gently letting your knees fall to the left side or to the right side, coming into fetal position. Taking a few breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale. And a nice deep exhale. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly begin to press your way up. And making your way into tabletop position. And then from here, we're going to open up into child's pose. So open those knees a little bit wider, as wide as the mat. Draw those big toes together. Then send those hips back. And then allowing those shoulders to soften. Allowing gravity to draw those hips and your glutes to your feet. And you can always draw a block underneath your forehead if your forehead doesn't rest on the mat, just to bring tension away from the neck. Letting your body find rest. And taking a few moments here to notice maybe if your mind has already wandered or drifted, which it might. Just coming back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. Allowing gravity to draw those hips and the glutes a little bit closer to your feet. And you soften those shoulders anymore. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Take a few more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Another deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to come out of it, coming back to tabletop position. Drawing those knees underneath your hips. And then we'll gently walk our hands out, coming into, we're gonna make our way into Sphinx pose. So placing those shoulders, those elbows underneath your shoulders, removing tension from your legs, from your knees, from your ankles. And allowing your eyes to close. And drawing your attention to your low spine or to any sensations that you might be feeling. Allowing your breath to soften those areas. And you soften those shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale here. And sending that exhale to any sensations that you might be feeling. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. And then the option to stay in Sphinx pose or maybe move to seal. So walking those hands out to the edges of the mat. Pressing into the palms of the hands, straightening those elbows. Drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears. Breathing into any sensation, keeping your breath nice and deep, nice deep inhales and exhales. Keep pressing into the palms of the hands, trying to open up a little bit more. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. Then slowly begin to lower down, drawing your hands together and letting your forehead rest on top of your hands. Allowing your low spine to settle. Allowing those shoulders to soften. Take a couple more breaths here, noticing how your body feels as it relaxes. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then draw the hands underneath your shoulders. Push up to tabletop. And then push back to closed knee child's pose. So keeping those knees together. Allowing those glutes to try and rest on the feet. Bending those elbows. Rounding your spine. Tucking your chin. Option to take your hand to your feet. Allowing your body to settle into this posture. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly come back up to tabletop position. So this is the big posture for the class. We're gonna do dragon pose or lizard. So taking that left foot forward and releasing those right toes behind. So the option to keep that foot in line with your shoulder, or maybe you walk that foot out a little bit to the edge of the mat, and you can always open up that hip as well. And then trying to draw down onto the forearms. The option to use a block or a pillow, so you can always have a block underneath your elbows. Trying to allow that left hip to open up. You might feel a little bit in that right, a little bit of that right front quad or the hip as well. And allow your eyes to close. Sending your breath to wherever there's sensations. Letting your breath bring a little bit of softness to anything that might be a little bit tense at the moment. Sending your breath to any sensations. You allow those areas to find a little bit more rest. So this one's a long hold tonight. Take an inhale here, and maybe you release out of the posture. So maybe you come onto the hands and gently let that knee come back up. And take a deep inhale here. And exhale, can you allow that body to open up a little bit more? Maybe challenging your edge. Maybe you come down a little bit closer to the mat. Maybe that left hip opens up a little bit more. Sending your breath to the areas that might be a little bit tense. Letting your breath soften those areas. Take a deep inhale together and a deep exhale. Then slowly begin to come onto the hands. If your knee is open, closing that knee. And then sending that left leg back. And then coming back onto your stomach. So letting us come into a rebound pose. So drawing those hands underneath your forehead and letting that body rest. And noticing how that left hip feels as it releases. Softening those shoulders. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then draw those hands underneath your shoulders, push back up to tabletop. And setting up for dragon on the right side, so drawing that right foot forward. And you can either keep your knee in line with your shoulder, or maybe you walk that foot out a little bit to the edge of the mat and open up that knee. And take an inhale here. And exhale, can you draw down a little bit closer to the mat? Option to use the block or a cushion. And taking a few moments to notice how this side feels. Do you need to adjust it in any way? Maybe because the sensations that you're feeling are a little bit too intense. Or maybe you need to challenge your edge on this side. And keeping your breath nice and deep and nice and even. Sending your breath to that right hip. Allowing your breath maybe to allow that hip to open up a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to come out just for a moment, just to give that body a little bit of relief. And then take a deep inhale here. And exhale, can you let that body melt a little bit more into this posture? Sending your breath to any sensations that you might be feeling. Any areas that might be tense. Letting your breath soften those areas. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to come up on the palms of the hands. If your knee is open, closing that hip. Then slowly drawing that right leg back. Walking those hands out and then coming onto the stomach. Drawing your hands underneath your forehead and letting your body rest. Allowing those shoulders to soften. Noticing how that right hip feels as it begins to relax and release. We'll take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly draw the hands underneath your shoulders, push up to tabletop. And we're gonna set up for melted heart or puppy pose. So keeping the hips on top of the knees, gently rocking those hands out and drawing that chin to the mat. Softening the shoulders. The option to bend the elbows to take a little bit of tension off the shoulders, or maybe you open your hands a little bit wider. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to walk those hands up. Then kicking your feet to one side or another, coming into a seated position. And then lowering all the way down onto our backs. And make sure that you have your strap handy and your block. We're not going to use those right now, but just to make sure that they're close by. But we're going to come into reclined pigeon. So pick up that right knee and cross it over your left. And then draw that left knee into your chest, either clasping your hamstring or your shin. And we're just going to hold it here today. So we're not going to draw that knee in. We're just going to allow that body to rest. Trying to remove tension from your toes. Taking a few moments to check in with yourself. Notice if your mind has wandered or drifted, just pulling it back to your breath, back to the posture. So on the next inhale, can you draw that knee in a little bit closer? And we'll hold here for a few breaths. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly release your hands, releasing that left leg down onto the mat. Then picking up your hips and shifting them to the right side of the mat. Open your arms up into a T and let that right knee drop down to the left side, coming into a twist. Keeping your right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. You can allow your eyes to fall over that right shoulder. You can always take that left hand to the right knee and just apply a little bit of pressure, opening up the twist. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly draw those knees back up to center, releasing that right leg, squaring the hips. Then pick up that left knee, that left leg, and cross it over the right. And then drawing that right knee into your chest, clasping your hamstring or your shin. And we'll take a few breaths here to just let your body settle. And take a few moments to notice how this side feels. What are the sensations you're feeling? Are they a little bit different than the other side? You need to be a little bit more delicate with this side. On the next inhale, drawing that right knee a little bit closer to your chest. Removing tension from that right foot. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly release the hands, lowering that right foot down, shifting your hips to the left side of the mat, opening your arms up into a T, and letting that left knee drop down to the right side. Keeping your left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Your eyes can fall over that left shoulder. And the option to take that right hand to that left knee. Opening up the twist with every exhale. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to draw those knees back up to center, releasing that left leg, squaring those hips. And then drawing the heels as close to your glutes as possible. We'll come into supported bridge. So grabbing a cushion or a block. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And then on the next inhale, send those hips up, sliding the block or that pillow underneath your tailbone, or maybe you draw it up a little bit higher. And letting your body find rest. Letting your palms open up. Softening those shoulders. Softening your neck. And taking note of any thoughts that might be arising. Gently acknowledging them. And then letting them go. Coming back to your breath. Back to your posture. And you allow your body to find a little bit more rest. Allow those hips to sink a little bit deeper into your block or into your pillow or cushion. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to shift those hips up, sliding that block out from underneath, and slowly lowering those hips down onto the mat. We'll take a full inhale here, and a full exhale, letting that body settle. Then taking your strap, your belt, or a rope, or elastic, and drawing that right knee into your chest, and wrapping the strap around the ball of that right foot, and straightening that right leg, and then straightening that left leg. And taking the strap into both hands, taking an inhale here, and exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? Take an inhale here. And exhale, maybe you draw those toes a little bit closer. Take a couple more breaths here. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly draw the strap into the right hand. And then slowly begin to open up that right leg. Trying to keep both shoulder blades pressed into the mat. Take an inhale here. And exhale, maybe you draw those right toes to the back of the room. Take an inhale. Exhale, maybe you draw those toes to the back of the room. And take an inhale. And let that body settle. Two more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to draw that right leg up. Bringing the strap into that left hand. Opening your right arm up into a T. And then letting that right leg drop down to the left side. Keeping both shoulder blades pressed into the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? Take another inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? Then taking a few breaths here, allowing your body to settle. Breathing into any sensations. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to bring that right leg back up. And then take an inhale here with the strap in both hands. And then exhale, slowly begin to lower that right leg down, removing the strap. Very nice. Draw that left knee in, taking the strap around the ball of that left foot, straightening that left leg. Take an inhale here. Exhale, draw those toes to the back of the room. Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer? Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer? Take an inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer? And we'll take a few breaths here, allowing the sensations to soften with your breath. Deep inhale. And a deep exhale. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then bring the strap into that left hand. And then slowly let that left leg open up. Then take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those left toes to the back of the room? Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? We'll take a few more breaths here, allowing that left leg to settle. Two more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to draw that left leg up, bringing the strap into that right hand, opening that left hand into a T, and then slowly lower that left leg down to the right side, keeping that left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, draw those toes to the back of the room. Take an inhale here. Exhale, draw those toes to the back of the room. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw that left leg back up. Bringing the strap back to both hands. Take an inhale. And then exhale, slowly release that left leg down. Releasing your strap. And then draw those knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circling your knees in the opposite direction. Then lower those feet down onto the mat. And then take your block or your cushion, and we're going to come into waterfall. So bring those knees into your chest. Shift those hips up. Slide that block underneath. And then straighten those legs up to the ceiling. And the option to keep a slight bend in the knees. Allow your palms to face up. Allowing your eyes to close. Softening your shoulders. Softening your neck. Allowing your body to find rest in this posture. Noticing the sensations that you feel as the blood is drawing to your heart instead of your feet. Noticing your breath as it's easier to breathe. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to shift those hips up. Sliding that block or cushion. Draw those knees into your chest. And then open up to happy baby. Grab the outside of those feet. Open the knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. And then take a deep inhale together. And exhale, open up to Shavasana. Legs as wide as the mat. Palms to face up. Letting your body melt into the mat. Taking this opportunity to let go. Letting your body find rest. Letting your mind find peace. Taking a few moments to scan over your body. Notice if there's any areas of tension. Softening those areas. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Taking note of any thoughts that might be arising. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Coming back to your breath. Take a few moments to scan over your body again. Are there any areas that might be a little bit tense? Allowing your breath to soften those areas. Relaxing a little bit more into this pose. Letting your body melt a little bit more into the mat. And on the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently move your toes. And we'll stay in Shavasana for our breath exercise. So take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Then on the next inhale, let's inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale, letting your body melt a little bit more into the mat, letting your breath return back to its normal rhythm. Noticing how your body feels, how your mind feels. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to reach your hands up and overhead. Then gently grabbing one wrist and pulling it to one side of the room, feeling the stretch in that side body. Then release that wrist, grab the other wrist and gently pull it to the opposite side. Then release that wrist, reach your hands to the very back of the room and your feet to the very front. On the next inhale, take a full body stretch. Exhale, let it all go. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw that right knee into your chest, giving it a nice big squeeze. Showing it some love. Gently adding a little bit of movement back. Then release your right leg, draw in that left knee, giving it a nice big squeeze. Showing it some love. Gently adding a little bit of movement back. Then draw that right knee back into your chest, give them both a big squeeze. And gently rocking your knees a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Maybe circle your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then let your knees sway from the left to the right. Gently letting your knees fall to the right side or to the left side. Coming into fetal position, offering breaths of gratitude. Grateful for your practice this evening. Grateful to our bodies. Take a few moments to reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of practice, or whatever it is you want to leave on the mat this evening. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Slowly begin to press your way up to a seated position, taking your time to arrive. Keeping your eyes closed. Drawing your hands to heart center when you arrive. Take a deep inhale together. And a deep exhale. On the next inhale, draw a gentle smile to your face. Exhale it all out. Take a few moments to thank your body for all the hard work it did this evening. I thank you, and I'm very humbled by your practice. Namaste. Great job, guys.
That was me.
What?
That was
No,
fun.
I turned around. You know when you say turn to your right or left? I turned around. Amin was I'm facing his back. Like I'm looking at his back, and I'm like, it wasn't very nice. It was rude. Oh, my God. Sorry.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank
No
you,
worries.
Mark.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, I'll see you guys Saturday.
Sounds great.
We'll see you guys Saturday. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to see Friday.
Don't forget
Well-
what?
Are you gonna join on Friday, Mike?
For the gentle yoga?
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I have a class that I'm teaching, another class that I teach. So,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not making that one, but you'll have to let me know how it goes.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Are we doing the test tonight or no test?
No, there's no test. I moved it to next week.
Okay.
So if you're still available next week, that's great. If not, then I've actually found a couple more cameras that I can use. But yeah, if it doesn't work out. Hello, there's me. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Hi, Julie. Thank you very much. It was an enjoyable class.
No worries. I hope you guys liked it. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you guys
Thank you.
Saturday.
We'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.